Welcome to the first screencast from My Oil Sands. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at a new website, and the new website is AlbertaIsEnergy.ca. It was launched on April the 6th, so it's just under a week old today. And there's all sorts of different areas. There's a couple of profiles on some of the people living and working here in Alberta. We've got some different sections we're going to look at, but there's Action Center, Our Industry, a Video Center. You can sign up for their newsletter. There's going to be posts about what's new, some events that's going on, and something new for the industry, folks, is the social media aspect here, which is a very good sign. And there's the share button. So things are good so far. So let's take a look at the oil and gas industry here. So what we see here is a pretty cool interactive map. It just kind of shows all of the different deposits and energy infrastructure around the province of Alberta. So if we go ahead and we'll take a look at the actual oil sands here, and here in green we see the three different major deposits of oil sand in Alberta. We can also go ahead and take a look at some of the shale deposits that are here underneath our feet. And then what's pretty cool is we can actually go take a look at the wind power. Who knew that Alberta is home to Canada's third largest source of wind energy? So one of the other sections that we have here is the technology section. It just kind of puts a highlight on some of the technology that's used to actually get a hold of the energy that's underneath our feet and around us. And there's also a how industry works section, which I'm not quite sure about. I'm not quite sure what this page is really supposed to be addressing. So let's move on to Alberta at Work. Here we get sort of a snapshot of the Alberta economy, how it relates to the energy. Here we can see there's a large portion of the pie here that reflects sort of our reliance on energy for our economy. We've got economic growth, employment, investment, oil and gas activity here along the left. So if we just go up and have a look at employment, for instance, we can see how many sort of rigs that are going right now, how many direct and indirect jobs are actually reliant on the oil and gas industry. So at Feature Stories, we have all sorts of real Albertans, real stories. Here we just have some folks that live and work here in Alberta that are just being featured. So for instance, if we go down and have a look, we get to see some of the information in regards to these folks and keeping the beat in the heart of the energy sector. So let's go have a look at the forum that we have here. In order to participate on the forum, you will need to register. So that means you'll have to create a username, an email, password, all that kind of stuff. You can follow this site on Twitter and Facebook, but unfortunately you can't actually log in using your information, which would be very handy. There's also this terms that you need to agree to. You know, while I'm not planning on posting any sort of inflammatory remarks or things that are potentially illegal, when I see something like this on a forum board, I hesitate right away as to whether or not I want to participate. Anyway, so going on to events, there's nothing there yet, but it's a brand new website. There will be soon. There's the What's New section. So here it's kind of media releases, you know, bits and pieces of information. There's also a video center here where there's quite a nice Alberta is Energy video with all sorts of references to Fort McMurray, which is pretty neat. There's the Saw Ridge and the shell down on Franklin and Hardin Street. But anyway, you know, I can't comment on this, which would be really nice. You could post some comments. It's not available on their YouTube site either, which is interesting. So over in the links section, obviously there's industry links. And in the About section, this is really about the people who are behind the organization. Here you can see there's all sorts of industry organizations that have come together to put up AlbertaIsEnergy.ca. Some contact information as well. There's a couple email addresses. There's the telephone number, which is pretty good. And there's this interesting area called the Action Center, which basically gives you access to the forum, asks you to share with social media. It's pretty interesting. And then if we go and have a look at the actual Twitter account, Alberta is Energy is the Twitter account. You can see they just launched on the 6th, so things are quite new. So if you're on Twitter, feel free to follow. And they're not following My Oil Sands yet, but I'm sure they will. And if we go and have a look at Facebook, you can see that they have an Alberta is Energy Facebook section as well, where if you wish to, you can join and become a fan. Again, obviously these are brand new areas, so there's not a lot of information yet, but I'm sure we're going to be expecting a lot of posts soon. So that's the quick review. For more information, you can actually check out myoilsands.wordpress.com, and thank you very much.